Good afternoon, Fairfax County. We're still a little bummed about the Nats loss last night, but we do have some good news for you and some important information about the election and voting. First thing we want to talk to you about is something that's going to start on October 17th. That's this Monday. And Cameron, can you tell us about the expansion of our absentee voting hours?
So on October 17th, as you said, on Monday, we're going to be having a huge expansion in the availability of absentee voting. On Monday, beginning at 2 o'clock throughout the county, on our 9 additional locations other than the government center here, we will have absentee voting available. That is with the exception of Lorton Library, because that's still just going to be on Saturdays.
Great, so we'll be able to go to absentee voting in person 6 days a week.
Yep.
Absolutely great. And now we've also mailed out more than 30,000 ballots, absentee ballots, to those of our voters who want to vote by mail ballot. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us some important information that they should know? Because that's a lot of ballots that are out there.
Yep, so the United States Post Office does take about 2 to 5 days for first class delivery, which is how we send those ballots out. So within 2 to 5 days of us sending the ballot, the voter will receive it. Voters need to keep in mind that for standard class mail, though, it does take the post office about 7 days to guarantee delivery. So get the ballot application into us early, get it as soon as possible. November 1st is the absolute deadline that we can send a ballot out to anybody. So we're highly recommending, if you need to vote a ballot by mail, that you request one as soon as possible. Don't wait till November 1st. Okay,
great. Procrastinators, you have been warned. Please get those ballots in as soon as possible. We also have another very, very important deadline on Monday, October 17th, and can you tell us more about that deadline?
So if you want to participate in this election on October 17th, you have to make sure that your registration information is up to date. So that your address, your name, if you've gotten married, you've moved, you need to make sure it's up to date. If you're going to do it here in person or send it in, it must be postmarked or in person here by 5 p.m. On October 17th, or you can do it online up to midnight on October 17th at vote.virginia.gov.
Okay, great. That's a reminder. Our deadline to register to vote or update your status is this Monday, October 17th. So we had an online chat yesterday and had lots of great questions from our voters, and one of them was for someone who had received a mail-in ballot. Their plans changed, and now they want to be able to vote on Election Day. What do they need to do?
So if they're going to be at their polling place on Election Day, they need to bring that ballot with them on Election Day. Just go to their polling place. They'll ask, the officers of election will ask them for that ballot. When they turn that ballot in, they'll get a regular precinct ballot that they can vote. But it is very important that they bring it with them. If they don't bring it with them on Election Day, they could risk wind up having to vote a provisional ballot.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. We're also hearing from voters who like to plan ahead, because we're 3 weeks out from the election, but they want to know when is a good time for them to go vote on Election Day.
So on Election Day, mid-morning to early afternoon is really a good time. Allows our commuters who are usually waiting outside each of their polling places at 6 a.m. To be able to get through, get that rush. They get on the road, and then there's a nice bit of a lull that will occur between that time until it starts picking up in the early afternoon when folks starting to come home will start to vote.
Great. And also that's a reminder too that if you are in line at 7 p.m. when the polls close, you still will be able to vote. Mm-hmm. But don't wait that long. Please come in sooner, and we'll get you in and out as soon as possible. With so much interest in this year's election, we've heard from a lot of folks who are interested in becoming election officers. Can you tell us a little more about that?
So to date, we have onboarded and trained 4,000 election officers for this election. That's a huge number. That's the biggest number of election officers we've ever had, and we've gotten them all trained. We are fortunately very full at the moment. We have a lot of standbys available through that pool as well. So if anybody's interested, don't get discouraged. We have an election every year in Virginia, and we definitely will make sure that we put you to use. So contact our office. We'll get your information, but be prepared. We might ask you to stand by for next year.
Great. All right. So 2 things to remember. If you want to absentee vote, our absentee hours are expanding beginning Monday. You can also vote this Saturday. And the deadline to register to vote is this Monday, October 17th. And for this information and other information that people are interested in for the election, where should they go, Cameron?
So you can go to fairfaxcounty.gov/elections. That's our website, and get all the information there. If you need to, call our office directly, 703-222-0776. Either of those two options will get you our office and our information. And then the state's website at vote.virginia.gov has a lot of really good information about this stuff as well.
Great. Thank you, and thank you for watching. We'll be back soon with some more information about the 2016 election. Thanks.
Thanks, Fairfax.